Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Besiege, this script mechanic, and today it's all about BattleBot type machines and one-on-one robots, AI, all sorts of fantastic stuff going on. Okay, what you're looking at here is one of the actual fights. This is between a bot called Uppercut on the left hand side and Parrot on the right hand side. It's actually Parrot features, but they're both really quite highly evolved. And this one here, the Mantis, is a brother of Uppercut. But we'll get into all that more later on. But the one on the right here, that is a seriously advanced bot. As you can see, there's things popping out all over the place there. And it's very situationally aware, very aware of everything that's going on, and it can fight like crazy. So we're going to have fun with that. The red one you seen a moment ago is called Parrot, and this was its very early form. As you can see, it looks like a beak at the front, that's why I called it Parrot, and it had wings and stuff. But it was just intended as a punching robot rather than a flying one. So that's why that thing that looks like a beak on the front is actually two fists close together, and they come out independently of each other. And this is him a bit later on, all painted up. Still hasn't got all his main sensors and aggressive moves built into him yet. He's still quite tame. You have to actually wave your arms in front of him to get him to attack you. But later on, he becomes quite vicious. This is Lobster. He was my favourite. He was a descendant of Spin Cycle, which we had in the last episode. Lobster now is dead, I'm afraid, because I did that terrible thing. I was trying to improve one of his little systems, and I accidentally cut the wrong block, and I cut him in half, and he was never going to go back together again. However, as you can see, he was super vicious and he was super effective. The thrusters at the back weren't to make him go forward, but to make his arms swing more wildly so that he could really punch you, and he could grab you as well when you were least expecting it. Yeah, this is punch bag, just the obvious reasons, that's all he was built for. But it was also to test out my flower pot wheel systems, which worked quite well, so I might use that again. But going back to Lobster, he's going to get rebuilt because I learned an awful lot from building him, and I like his style. He's given it more hooks than jabs and uppercuts. So there's an uppercut, there's a jabbing machine, and there's a hooking machine. So they're all different boxing type machines. Here again we see the Mantis and his brother Uppercut going at each other, and it's just great to watch them fight. I built this little fighting arena, a little dojo for them, so we can have some proper competitions, but it does look quite Mantis-like. Also discovered a great use for those colours is you can colour the different systems, so that if you get lost, you can't remember which controller goes to which part of the machine. Just colour the subsystems. I've done there, yellow, green and red, and it really works. So initially, before I built the fighting arena or dojo, I had just these three guys. I had Lobster, I had the Parrot, who wasn't really in a good fighting state yet, and I had Uppercut. At this point, Uppercut was probably the most advanced because he moved around more, and he would go looking for stuff, and the other two just sat there docilely waiting for something to come into their path. And that's when, that's the bit that I had to change. I discovered how to use the sensors really properly and make them scan properly, and make the wheel system spin fast and pick up an adversary even when it's behind you. So if something comes up almost behind you, they'll turn round, both of them, the new bots, and they'll go for it. But it was a lot of fun playing with these guys, and like I say, the Lobster was something else. He was super aggressive. It does tend to fly off a little bit with those thrusters, but you can dampen them down a bit, it's alright. Yeah, he's a great machine. A lot of this will be quite quiet because I forgot to turn all the sensors down because I was recording this silent. So yeah, apologies for that. I'll do that next time, make sure they're all turned off. Someone even commented in the last video, he's turned the goddamn sensors down, man. So we'll sort that out later. Now the thing about Uppercut, that's the one with the yellow mitts, is he falls over a lot, but he accidentally had a great self-righting mechanism built into him. I didn't do it deliberately. You just have to walk in front of him as if you're giving him a count like a referee, and he stands up as soon as he sees you, and his brother does that as well. This is Lobster. To try and get him to attack it, and you had to actually walk in front of him and let him know there was somebody sitting beside him, and then he would just go mental, absolutely berserk. So that's them. Let's go to the competition. I've done this in a classic sort of sumo or boxing style competition, with little rounds, and the idea is you just get them, sumo style, you get them over that blue line, and you win the point, and that's it. It's as simple as that. It's a Wazari or something like that called, I can't remember. Again, this is quite cool because the Mantis does this trick that his brother did all the time. He'll just roll over and lie down, and then sometimes it works for him because he's just plain dead, and he'll stand back up again and then go into attack mode. Sometimes it doesn't work. In this instance, it didn't, because he got shoved right off. There you go. But you'll see later on a couple of times he just bounces back up and somehow manages to pull it out of the bag. So I think I've really moved the whole fighting bot thing on here with this video, because you can see they're completely autonomous, and because of those sensors that are on the outside of each of them, it spins through 195 degrees each sensor slowly, but the wheels react quickly, so it spends more time on its opponent when it finds it. Here he goes, he puts him out here, right, he's down, but then he tips out himself, and the Mantis is still actually in, because one part of his body, as you will see, is over the blue line, so he's still alright. So again, there's huge potential for competition, for fighting, and when we go multiplayer on farm bots, we can build these things to end their properties and to fight each other and goodness knows what. The parrot was off sobbing behind a rock there because he lost that round. Put a little viewing platform up on top so that I can sort of nip up there quickly and give a different angle. It's a very simple arena. I've noticed some guys have built really, really complex ones, but I was just focusing on the robots for now, on the mechs. This is another good one. He does it again, he gets shoved over, and then he decides he's going to just sit there and wait for a decision, or for me to come over and right him. Parrot be like, what? I ain't doing nothing. And he just sits there, and he sits there. Now, personalities start to come out when they start to get up to these jinks, but every round was completely different. They would just do strange things. Look at that sensor going round and round. It spots me, it comes for me, and then it finds the Mantis and it just plows into him and just finishes the job off. Mantis be like, wait a minute, you didn't give me a counter, man, I'm not happy. Starts attacking me. It's really good to watch them punching each other, it really is. Again, these are both jabbing robots, so again there was other ones. There was uppercuts and there was hooks, and the hooks was the most powerful because you get a lot of weight behind it. Uppercut had a rocket in his back to try and give him a little bit more force, a thruster on his back. There he goes, down again. I'm making it, 2-1 at this point to the parrot. So Mantis has gone down, he's given it over there. Parrot's not impressed, he turned around like, whatever mate. And again he just uprights himself. It's really cool to watch, just like zunk, up he goes. Turns around, gets back on with the fight. So I'm going to put an automatic self-righter into them. I'm also going to practice getting rid of, here he goes in for the kill here this time. He's got him lined up right on the edge, and yes, 2-all. Yeah, I'm going to try and get rid of the glitches in them, the what do you call it again, the suspension glitch and everything else, so that they're 100% vanilla. The next level bots will be, but you can see they react really well. He just keeps spinning round and spinning round. As soon as he gets something, he's like, yo, got it. Both of them. Parrot's a bit slower to pick up. I could not figure out, because they're working on different systems. One is like a 2-wheel, he doesn't use the glitches to turn, and the other one does use the glitches. Using the glitches is slow like that. He's got him, and out he goes. Lost count of the score. Is that 3-2 to the parrot, I think? I don't know. Oh, there he goes, got him out. Nice. Again, as usual, let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to give me a like this time if you like this one. I've put a lot of work into these guys, and it really does help if you give me a real like. Boosts it up, sensor's about to pick it up, picks him up again. He's got a nice long reach, the Mantis as well. Again, over he goes. I need to try and solve that out, because he does go over awful easy. Getting that fixed in the next lot. Oh, like, tossed him about there. Parrot's looking good. There he goes, sorts himself out. That sweet, turns around really fast, goes back in for the kill, falls over again. He's in a defensive. We see how he goes in a defense. It's because his tilt sensor is up there beside the two heads, and so when that picks something up, I think that's 3-all. There you go. 4-3, I think. It'll be up there on the screen by this time. I'll just put a little counter up. Yeah, again, it's just a demonstrator. I ended up just with these two most advanced robots fighting it out, slugging it out at the end. But I am going to really take this to the next level the next time. I've got a whole bunch of new ideas to improve upon what we see already, but I think what we've got already is really quite cool. And like I say, colouring a system so that I could find out which system I was dealing with. Just saved me so much time, made it so much easier, because when you got all those bearings and controllers and everything together. Oh god, it's really hard. There you go, out again. Yeah, Mantis has got him this time. He's just like all over the place. Push, push, out every time. But they come across very realistic, huh? Oh, look, tap to the head, knocks him over. That was quite good. That was like proper boxing there. He's dazed and confused. I love that they're so mantisy, like those green voice boxes at the top. Because it actually looks like the mantis mouth, which goes, I think it goes sideways, doesn't it? Or does it go up and down? I can't remember now. It's the arms that go weird. But, yeah, he's got him again. And this is just the final bout as we're going out. This was uppercut. It was Mantis's little brother fighting the parrot, and again he does the usual thing, just falls over. And what happens is parrot, there's a bit of showboating here. Yeah, whatever, I've got him. And he waits before he goes in for the kill. Decides not to, and then has a quick spin around like his predecessor, spin cycle. He just goes mental. Celebrating, showing off. Thought he was going over the line. He doesn't go over the line, and then he goes back to finish his job. But he takes his time about it. Sensors pick it up, and then he goes. However, he got it so wrong that I think he actually put himself over the line before he did the other one. Not sure. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.